Hi guys, cinematic recap here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm gonna explain an American thriller movie, called Kimi. Bradley Hasling is the CEO of a futuristic technology company called Amygdala. One morning, he gives an interview to a media about the company's newest product, Kimi. Kimi is a smart speaker which controversially leverages human monitoring to improve the device's search algorithm. Besides that, Amygdala plans to conduct an initial public offering soon, which stands to earn Bradley a fortune. Elsewhere, Angela Childs is an employee of Amygdala who has been working from home in Seattle since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Her job is to monitor the incoming data streams from Kimi devices and make corrections to the software. Unfortunately, she suffers from anxiety and agoraphobia due to a previous assault, which has been exacerbated by the pandemic. Moreover, her primary human contact is only with her romantic partner, Terry, who is also her neighbor from across the street. While working, Angela makes a video call with her mother who is leaving for work. She tries to tell her about Terry, but her mother does not seem interested in him at all. At the same time, a bearded man is watching Angela for some reason from the window in the opposite building. That night, she attempts to fix her Wi-Fi router, with the help of her coworker, Darius, through a video call. After a while, Terry comes over to her apartment, and the two immediately have a romantic moment. Unbeknownst to them, all of their activities are seen by the bearded man using his binoculars. After that, Angela continues her work, in which she receives a recording that appears to capture a violent sexual assault. As a result, she emails the recording to her superior, Christian, to confirm whether the recording is valid or not. However, it turns out that Christian does not want to accept the recordings, arguing that it can ruin their initial public offering process. He then refers her to Natalie Chowdhury, an executive at Amygdala who owns the database of Kimi's users, so she can track the user's account from the recordings. Angela tries to reach Natalie over the phone several times, but her assistant keeps picking up the calls as Natalie is not available most of the time. She then calls Terry and asks him what to do, and he advises her to report it to the FBI. She ends up asking Darius for help, which allows her to access the account information. It turns out that the account belongs to a woman named Samantha. After that, she uncovers more of Samantha's recording, most of which mention the name Brad. She also hears the recording that sounds like her murder. Horrified by what she has just discovered, Angela suddenly receives a call from Natalie, who finally convinces her to come to her office in person, with the promise that the FBI will be informed about the case. Before leaving, she transfers the recordings to a flash drive and takes it with her. Meanwhile, the bearded man is still watching her from the opposite building as she leaves her apartment. Long story short, Angela finally arrives at Natalie's office, where she is disturbed when Natalie forces her to give the tape to him instead of contacting the authorities. In addition, Natalie also makes reference to her prior mental health leave. While waiting for the FBI to be contacted, she receives a message from Darius that someone has deleted Samantha's voice recordings from the Amygdala servers. Not long after, she sees two mysterious men enter Natalie's office. Because of this, Angela quickly runs away from the office as the mysterious men start chasing her. After successfully evading their pursuit, she decides to travel on foot towards the nearest FBI office. On the other side, Brad meets a hitman named Rivas, who is hired to do the dirty work for him. This time, his target is Angela, who is being tracked by Rivas' accomplices through her cell phone. Luckily, Angela somehow realizes that she is being tracked, so she decides to turn off her phone. Meanwhile, she finally arrives at the FBI field office, where there are many protesters. When Angela throws her phone in the trash, Rivas' men eventually catch up with her and attempt to force her into a van, but a group of nearby protesters prevent her from being abducted, allowing her to escape safely. Unluckily, one of Rivas' men, a hacker named Yuri, manages to deduce where she is headed from her search history. Therefore, Angela is drugged and taken back to her apartment by her kidnappers, who plan to stage a home invasion to cover up her murder as her neighbors only know that Angela never leaves her home. On their way inside, all of them are suddenly interrupted by the bearded man earlier. Sadly, the man ends up being stabbed while distracting the assailants. Using the opportunity, Angela runs back to her home, but Rivas is already waiting inside her apartment. Shortly after, his men bring the injured bearded man to sit next to her. Apparently, his name is Kevin, and he also spends all his time inside his home and became concerned after seeing Angela leave the house. On the other hand, Rivas confiscates Angela's flash drive and asks her where she got the recordings from. It is finally revealed that Brad in the recordings is actually Bradley Hasling himself, and that Samantha was his mistress. Furthermore, It was Bradley who had hired Rivas to murder Samantha. After Rivas threatens her to kill Kevin, Angela ends up revealing to him that she got the recordings from her laptop. When Rivas and his men begin to delete it from her laptop, Angela uses her Kimi device to distract them, allowing her to escape to a higher floor. She then cobbles together a weapon using a nail gun left by a construction project in the apartment above her. When one of the intruders tries to climb up, Angela uses the weapon to kill him, and then Rivas, ending with Kevin killing the last of his men using a pocket knife. A few moments later, Terry arrives at her apartment, just as Angela calls 911, and reports the incident to the authorities. Later, an epilogue shows that Bradley Hassling has been arrested for Samantha murder scandal. Meanwhile, Angela is now sporting a new hairstyle and has overcome her fears. The movie ends with Angela and Terry having a breakfast happily outside of her apartment. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.